Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am Sina and you're watching Sina Talks True Crime, and I'm very excited about what I'm doing today. I'm finally doing my September serial killer series, Serial Killer September. Yes, Serial Killer September. Did I put it up there? I'm doing my Serial Killer September. Did I put it up there? Okay, that's a package from... Anyway, I'm doing my Serial Killer September, and I feel like I talk about South African serial killers all the time and how much we don't know about them. And when I went looking for information on this case, I realized that we really don't know much about them, and that needs to change. We really need to work on educating ourselves in terms of about South African serial killers and about South African true crime, because it's really just as freaky as true crime everywhere else. Every kind of true crime you've ever heard of is just as freaky. But South Africans, like South African true crime, I'm sure like most African true crimes, it has a bit of like spice inside of it. And it's usually like interesting stuff. It's not like um basic and just common stuff. There's always some witchcraft involved. There's always some weird stuff happening, especially with this particular case. This one is definitely freaky, and I was just like weirded out about it. And it was so weird because before I started making this video, I was stuck on YouTube's like traditional pages, like African traditional pages, where I was like listening, like I was watching videos about Ukutwala and Tokoloshi. So when I went to my book and selected, I didn't even know I was selecting a case right up my alley of yesterday. So anyway, today's case is about the X killer. This man used to kill people with an X, and he was active in 1953 until 1955. And also, I just want to send out another brief disclaimer that the information on this case is relatively small and relatively short because this was during apartheid, and there wasn't a lot of documentation of these crimes during apartheid, especially the crimes that were being committed by Black people on Black people. So before I get into my video, and I'm still doing my 100 subscriber, I'm still doing that also, and I'm sipping on my store-bought coffee. I feel like this is like my 10th take, so I feel like I've said things that I actually didn't say. So let's get back to it. Did I say my disclaimer? I don't think I did. Let me say it. I would like to send out a brief disclaimer that I don't make these videos to hurt anyone's feelings, to trigger anyone, or to open any old wounds. I'm simply making them for documentation purposes and to keep the memories of the victims alive. And everything that I speak of is stuff that I've been able to find on the internet. And I'm going to get straight into this case. So in 1953, a man known as Alphas Msomi left his house to go see another traditional healer because he was not really good at being a traditional healer. So he wanted advice or maybe help from somebody else to help him, I guess, work on his Sangoma powers. So he went to this well-known, I guess, elder Sangoma in that time. And when he got there, he said that he saw a tokoloshi. So a tokoloshi is like an entity. I'm gonna put it up now. I found a weird picture of it. So it's basically like, if people know these like these mud people that are made of like these golems. Yeah, it's basically like a golem. But for you to make a tokoloshi, you need like I think the horn of something like a cow or something, and you need like hair. I don't know if it's supposed to be human hair or if it's supposed to be like that cow's tail or whatnot. But like I also saw a picture of one that was really, really weird on YouTube yesterday. A picture of a tokoloshi, and that's how I found out that's how you make it. So he said that he saw a tokoloshi masquerading as a boy, and he doesn't go into detail about what happened with him and this elder Inyanga. He says that, but before he left, this man said to him, "This is my son, go with him and collect for me blood from 15 people for my shop." So I don't know this for my shop business. Was it for his shop to thrive, or was it to protect his shop and whatnot? And before he also left, he said that this man said the first blood that he collects needs to be the blood of a young woman. And so Alphas left. He said this Tokoloshi after that literally became a part of his body. It was always sitting on his shoulder. And he said that the first person he actually killed, he was shown this person by that Tokoloshi. The Tokoloshi said, I want her blood. And that's when he pulled out his ex and he raped, but before he killed her, he pulled out his, he raped her and then he hacked her with an X. And at this time, he was with a woman known as his mistress, a woman by the name of Ngongolwana Zaka. And after that, they were on the run for 2 weeks. Before they were on the run for 2 weeks, he tried hiding this woman's body on an ant hill. And also he took some of her blood and put it in like a bottle and kept it with him. And after that, he was on the run for 2 weeks. And after that, this woman, this mistress that he was with, called the police and alerted the police about Elphas and what Elphas had done. And Elphas was arrested for the first time that time, and he did not last long in prison. After, I think, a couple of days or a week, he escaped from prison, and he has always credited all his multiple prison escapes to his Tokoloshi. I don't know what this Tokoloshi knew about the prisons. Anyway, he escaped from prison, and after he escaped from prison the first time, he killed his uncle and his aunt, and he went on to kill about 5 kids. And then he was back in jail. And when he was back in jail, he escaped again. And after his third escape, he went on to kill, how many people had he killed at this point? Anyway, a total amount of people that he had, total number of the people he had killed was 15. And so this is how he would apparently lure his victims. He would lure his victims by saying that he was a doctor and he needs them to kind of walk with him somewhere. And he would always pull out an X and hack them. I don't know if he raped all the women and the little kids that he killed, but I think if that's how he started, that's how he probably continued. Anyway, so after his 15th murder, he said that the Tokoloshi said to him, you have rendered a good service. Let's go to the river and wash and pot. And I was like, what an eloquent, well-spoken Tokolosh. Anyway, that's probably what the information on the internet said, but that's probably not what the Tokoloshi said. But that's what he said. He said that the Tokoloshi said that they should go to the river, and he rendered a good service, and it was time for them to part. And after that, literally a month after he had that river bath, he was found. And when he was found, he was arrested. And that's the first time when he was just the article that I read said that was the first time he slept peacefully in his entire life. But also the prisoners who were in the cell with him said that something really weird happened. They said that when, I guess on the little spot that he was sleeping on, they saw him trying to make something, some type of space for someone to sleep there next to him. And they were like, what's up, dude? And apparently he said that he was making space for his friend. And they were like, we did not see a friend. We did not see anyone. And I also don't know if he included that to make himself seem crazy or have I guess a way to get out of this whole thing. But after that, his trial started. And during his trial, he was still saying that, the Sinyanga had put some type of I don't know, it binded him with this Tokoloshi and the Tokoloshi was forcing him, or the Tokoloshi made him do all the things that he did. And he was not responsible for any of it. But the courts and the judges at that time were like, no, we're not buying that story. He was sentenced to death in 1955, and he was actually hanged on the 10th of February the following year. He was hanged on the 10th of Feb the following year in 1956 at the Pretoria Central Correctional Prison. It was Pretoria Central Prison. That's where he was hanged. And because all the people in the villages he had terrorized were like, no, we don't believe that this person is, is gonna be killed. We have to be there. So 9 of the chiefs in the surrounding, I guess, villages that he had terrorized came to Pretoria to witness his hanging. And even when they were there, like even after he was hung, they were like, we are scared that he might actually come back. They were like, we think that the Tokoloshi might actually bring him back. And I mean, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is such an interesting case of a serial killer. But anyway, Alpha Simsomi is definitely dead. He's not masquerading as a Tokoloshi and with the Tokoloshi anymore. And I feel like I'm missing something about this case. What am I missing? What am I missing? If I didn't, I don't know if there's anything that I'm missing, but I feel like I outlined everything. Oh yeah, the 2 psychologists that were working on this case were like, no, he's not. Um, I mean, he's making this stuff up, and he's very, very intelligent. And he thought that if he came here and made up some story, people would believe him. But they were like, no, he's actually a psychopathic serial killer. And yes, he was hung in 1956 on the 10th of February. And that's it for this case. I hope you liked my very first video of my serial killer September, because I was just like so weirded out. I'm like, we don't know these cases. Even on the internet, I couldn't find pictures of him. There's like 1 or 2 pictures. And I'm just like, I don't know if this guy looks like the guy who would do anything like that. But also, serial killers don't have a face. I feel like we know that now more than ever, that serial killers and every other criminal, they don't have a face. Like anyone could be a serial killer, anyone could be a criminal, and like it's not like there's anything we can do about it. So thank you very much for liking and subscribing and checking out my very first serial killer video for my serial killer September. So thank you very much. I'm out. I'm gonna go like do more notes on another case. Thank you very much.